Since ancient times, humanity has been captivated by dreamy tales of love, by the image of women as embodiments of gentleness and loyalty, as the keepers of men's hopes across generations. Yet behind the glittering veil of emotion, passion, and endless promises, there exists a harsh reality few dare to confront. Love, so often celebrated as sweet and pure, may in fact be the grandest deception nature has ever played on humankind. And it was Arthur Schopenhauer, the philosopher, who once sent shockwaves through Europe with his cold, sharp insights into the nature of women in love, who didn't hesitate to reveal this darker side, wielding a pen as precise as a scalpel and a mind as clear as glass. Many will ask, why unmask love? Why lay bare the true nature of women when society continually encourages belief in innocence, loyalty, and the fairy tale of everlasting happiness? But the deeper one sinks into reality, the more heartbreak and disappointment one endures, the clearer it becomes. Behind every sweet smile, behind every vow of eternal love, lies the shadow of primal calculation, the invisible battlefield between men and women, a game in which men almost always lose. Schopenhauer was not a hater of women, nor did he preach that men should despise women or glorify solitude. Quite the opposite, he was relentless in his pursuit of truth, willing to face any consequence, to strip away the illusions, no matter how harsh that truth might seem compared to our cherished dreams. In his famous essay On Women and throughout his broader philosophy, Schopenhauer made a shocking claim: love is not a soulful union, nor a divine gift to mankind, but a biological trap, nature's device for species survival. A grand deception wrapped in the candy coating of passion, desire, and hope. Young men in love for the first time tend to believe that sincerity alone is enough, that she is my everything, that women love, with the same wholeheartedness. But later, many of these men end up betrayed or abandoned, often just because they no longer meet some standard material, social, psychological, or genetic, that the female instinct quietly whispers to them every night. Schopenhauer saw this centuries ago. Women are powerfully driven by the instinct to select the fittest partner, and that instinct is often stronger than even the deepest words of love. To a woman, the ideal man doesn't have to be handsome or especially clever. What matters most is that he offers security both for her and her children, both material and emotional. Men often misunderstand love, thinking it's something you earn by sacrifice, by loyalty, by unconditional devotion and service. But Schopenhauer warned the man who serves and sacrifices only makes himself weaker, less attractive in a woman's eyes. Why is that? Because women aren't drawn to blind kindness. They're drawn to strength, to self-control, to a man who doesn't need to serve anyone, a man who is the master of his own destiny. It's a paradox. The more you chase, the harder you try to please, the less valuable you become. What truly intoxicates women isn't possession, it's pursuit. It's the thrill of the chase, the uncertainty, the challenge. Once they fully possess a man, the excitement fades and a new dynamic takes over, nature's demand for security and resources for the next generation. And the contract of mutual benefit replaces emotion as the main driver. Time and again, Schopenhauer has been criticized for being too pessimistic, even accused of misogyny. But look at modern society: divorce rates climbing, men losing everything with a single court order, the nice guys finishing last while bad boys are endlessly chased. It's not because society is broken, it's because primal selection is always at work ruthlessly, just as Schopenhauer observed 2 centuries ago. Even on modern dating apps, statistics show most women only pursue a tiny percentage of men, the ones at the very top in looks, wealth, or status. Schopenhauer saw this pattern long before algorithms or swipes existed. From this observation, Schopenhauer drew an even bolder conclusion. Love is a necessary illusion invented by nature to motivate men, to push them to compete, strive, create, and endure hardship, just for the slim chance to pass on their genes. The instinct is so powerful that men will sacrifice careers, freedom, even self-respect for the fleeting approval of a woman. But once the genetic mission is complete, once the child is born or the relationship is socially secured, passion fades and a new game begins: power struggles, control, or simply moving on. Schopenhauer believed that to survive and find happiness, men must look this truth in the eye, must let go of illusions about eternal love or unshakable loyalty. He urged men to develop themselves, build independent value, and never center their lives around a woman or make love their ultimate goal. Only when you see yourself as the prize, when you pursue a purpose bigger than romance, when you no longer seek rescue or validation from anyone, do you become truly attractive and finally free from the sweet deception that love brings. Why call it sweet deception? Because love always dresses itself in beauty. Vows, gifts, passionate nights, the dream of forever. But deep in every tender whisper, the instincts of selection, calculation, and power are always lurking. Men are lured into this spiral, believing that being good enough, loyal enough, or persistent enough will keep a woman's heart. Reality is much harsher. Women don't wait for self-sacrifice. They crave the thrill of conquest, the pull of power, independence, and self-possession traits only found in men who are truly self-made and self-aware. Schopenhauer never denied that women can love, suffer, and sacrifice. But in his eyes, female love is not unconditional. It's deeply tied to the value her partner brings. The moment a man can no longer provide safety status or elevate her sense of worth, love often fades quickly. This isn't because women are bad or ungrateful, it's how nature has programmed us for survival. Zooming out, Schopenhauer argued that modern society, technology, media, social networks only make these instincts more obvious. Women today are not only aware of their own value, they've learned how to leverage it, sparking endless competition among men for their attention, resources, and future opportunities. Meanwhile, men who don't wake up to this reality will always be the ones sacrificing, chasing, and never quite earning true respect. Still, Schopenhauer's greatest lesson isn't pessimism, it's self-mastery. He stressed that a man's true happiness doesn't come from love, nor from a woman's validation, but from conquering himself, building independent value, and finding joy in goals larger than the romantic game. The less a man cares about outside approval, the less he needs to prove himself to women, the freer, more attractive, and genuinely fulfilled he becomes. Schopenhauer once wrote, "The happiness we create for ourselves is more enduring than any happiness we get from others." That's why history's greatest men, the artists, inventors, strategists, are those who broke free from love's illusions, focused on building themselves, conquering the world, and treating love as a worthy bonus, never the end goal. Viewed this way, love's sweet deception and the true nature of women are not something to resent or judge, but a call to grow to perfect oneself, to become the best possible version of a man. Women will always choose the most worthy. The instinct won't change, but men have every right to decide whether to play the game as a winner or forever be the one left behind. The truth can hurt, but only the truth can set us free from disappointment and endless frustration. When you see love for what it is, when you accept the dark side of love, and women, you finally learn how to build your life on your own terms, not waiting for handouts or favors from anyone. That's the only path to becoming a true man in the modern world. And if anyone asks, does love still have meaning? If it's all calculation and biological games, Schopenhauer would simply smile and say, it's only when you stop expecting and stop living in illusion that love comes as a gentle, natural gift, no longer capable of destroying you. That calm, self-possessed wisdom that is the real key to a man's freedom amid all the sweet deceptions life can offer.